Hey guys, I just want to take a minute and share with you that's something that's been on my heart lately. I had the pleasure of hanging out with a good friend of mine this evening, and we were just trying to catch up and see what's going on in each other's lives. And of course, God had a better plan. So we just kind of really dove into some heart matters, and I've been struggling myself with just feeling very stuck and very discouraged. There's a lot of things that I've been working on, and they are not happening within my time. I'm a very impatient person, and I'm also waiting on some answers that I have not been receiving. Me and the big guy, we tend to have a different timeline. so um, so, anyways, I was just kind of sharing like what was going on in my life, and just asking him some questions. How do you deal with this? How do you deal with that? And he just had some really good words of wisdom. And I was able to talk with him about a matter that has been driving me crazy for some time. It's been a few years now, actually, and just in this last year, I've really tried to change because I know that I was playing into the issue myself. So, um, what I hate and what I've been hating is here. We'll start with this statement. Um, I am a I am an excited person. I love life. I love all that it has to offer, but that doesn't mean that life is not hard. I believe that through and through. Life is hard. And I mean, if it were meant to be easy, like, I just don't think we would appreciate the good things. But it's still very hard. Now, that does not mean that life is not good. Life is great. Like, we have one life to live, and we should be living it with purpose and with excitement and with adventure and all of those things. So, life is really great, but that doesn't take away from the hard times. And so um, I was just sharing because I went through, like, for years, I felt like I was dealing with all of these struggles, and we all have that roller coaster. Things are great, and then we just get in these valleys, these really deep valleys. And and sometimes when we're in that, like, we really need help. But if you look out, and I love social media, you guys know that. I think it's a great um, platform, but it's a good platform if you use it right. And I think for so many people, they are using it to put out there, look at my perfect little life, and look how easy this is, and look how great this is. And it just puts up this whole facade of life is easy and perfect, and I have my shit together, excuse my language, but I've got my life together. And it makes those people looking from the outside in, that it's like, oh my gosh, well, you have your life together and your life is perfect, and this person has their life together and their life is perfect. But why am I struggling so much? Whether it's work or depression or your faith or your family, like, anything that it is, we all have those struggles. You may not have the same as the next person, but you have your own struggles that you have to deal with. And so when we look out, I feel like in those times of need, we are searching for somebody who can help us, who can support us and encourage us and relate to us. But when you look out and see all these people, and, you know, presenting their lives as this perfect, pretty little picture, you feel alone. You feel completely alone. And you also feel even worse about yourself because you're, at least, okay, for me, I felt worse about myself because I was like, why can I not get it together? Like, I'm 29 years old. Like, I thought I was going to be married by 26, I thought I was going to be married by 24, having kids by 26. I'd be in a career that I absolutely love, and it would be lifelong. I'm 29, and I don't have any of those things. Not one. So I am very grateful. I have a car. I have a roof over my head. I have a family who loves me. I have a God who provides for me even in the hard times. But my life is not at all what I expected or planned for it to be. So, uh, but I just thought I need all these things, and I shouldn't be struggling with this and that, and especially when everyone else has their stuff together. And I realized that that's not true. And we all know that's not true. You have to know that's not true because nobody lives a perfect life. Like, that does not exist. If you're living an easy, perfect life and you're content, you're not living a life. You're just probably sitting on your couch because you're not taking risks, you're not taking chances, and you're also not going to have any great adventures or stories or just experiences. So I realized it's not true, and I started sharing that with people. I was like, I'm so sick of feeling this way and not having anyone to talk to. And they're like, oh, wait, I'm going through that too. I'm like, oh, well, I would have never known that because you don't put it out there. And I understand. I grew up in a family that we had this cone of silence. So even when things were really, really bad, we put a smile on our face because other people don't need to know what's going on in our lives. And there's nothing wrong with that mindset because I don't believe in airing dirty laundry, but I do think that you need to pick and choose people who you can talk to and relate to about those issues, so they can help you work through them, or maybe they have different ideas or they have some insight, because guaranteed you're not the only person going through that situation. So as I just started talking with more people, I realized, okay, I'm not alone in this, and it made me feel a whole lot better. Like, yes, I still have those issues, or still I have those problems, or whatever it is, but like, I'm not alone in that, and that's really comforting to know. I don't feel like the only person that's just messing everything up. So what I've tried to do is I'm a very prideful person. It takes me a lot to admit that. I like things the way I like them. I'm independent. I'm strong-willed. I'm stubborn. I don't like being vulnerable. I don't like people seeing my weaknesses. People have always told me how strong I was, and that made me even more prideful. I was like, yes, I take pride. Like, I'm a strong person. I'm a strong woman. Yes, I've dealt with these things, but that just helps me in living life. And so it takes a lot for me to share. Like, and some people may not even realize that I'm so prideful and don't like being vulnerable, because I do share vulnerable aspects of my life, but they are things that I have already come to term with. So it may seem to someone else like, oh my gosh, like, she shared that really personal information with me, and like, I feel so much closer. But that's something I've experienced, processed, dealt with, and it's done. So like, that is no longer an open wound for me, if you will. So sharing like current issues I have a real problem with. And so over the last year, I've just really tried to meet new people and make real connections with them. I used to be the master of small talk. Like, I could talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere, just like, I was great at it. And I've realized that I hate small talk. Like, hate it. It's the worst thing ever. I would rather just walk up and be like, hi, I'm Lindsay. Here's my life. Here's all my issues. So, because at least they know like who I am and where I stand, and they can decide whether that's something that they want to deal with or not, or if there's an actual like connection with me, because you're not going to get to know anybody asking about the weather, their work, their day, their family. Like, some of those are aspects of their life, but it's not who they are. So that's why I have just tried to really dive in to the kind of like the dirty stuff. Like it's almost like airing your dirty laundry, but it's not. It's not unnecessary stuff. It's like I pick it carefully, um, and so being vulnerable is a really important thing to life. And I've actually prayed about it a lot. Like, God, make me more vulnerable because that softens my heart for the world. And it also helps me connect better with people. And I think that brings a lot of beauty to the world. Vulnerability is beautiful. Um, and I've always said this is that like if we were supposed to do things on our own, like go through life on our own without the help of others, like there wouldn't be all the rest of us. Adam and Eve, they would have been just fine. Like if you can handle everything on your own, what is the point of having all the rest of us on this planet? Like so and that may sound silly, but I truly believe like we are surrounded by all of these amazing people that we meet daily for a reason. Whether it's to help you through something or you to help them through something, there is a lesson in every meeting. It may not even seem like it. You may be like, I could have, we've all met some of those people that were like, I could have gone without meeting them, and I guarantee you couldn't have because you learned something, they learned something. You don't know what the point of it was, but there was one. So we don't have all the answers. We're not supposed to. I struggle with that. I want the answers. I'm a control freak. And I would like to think that I don't need anybody else to do anything. I grew up very independent. My mother will tell you from the moment I was born, like I was just like, I got this. Like I don't need you. And that's something that I struggle with all the time because it's made me stronger because I don't rely on others, but it's also I think made me more disconnected because I don't have to rely on others. And it's not that necessarily that we don't have to; it's that we should. Those people are there for a reason. If they offer, like, accept their help. So if people want to get to know you, don't. If someone asks you how your day is, don't say fine. I mean, I don't want you to dump all of your crap on them, but if you had a rough day and it's somebody that you trust or love or even if you just like and you feel comfortable saying, hey, I had a really bad day, then I encourage you to do that because life is hard. It could be you going through a huge traumatic experience to something just being really little and being in a funk that day, and you don't know what encouraging words they may have for you or what solution that for a difficult problem that they may have because you're so wrapped up in it that you can't see it from their perspective. So don't just do it for yourself, or I'm sorry, don't just do it for others, but do it for yourself. Like being vulnerable and sharing who you are and what you're going through. I think the world is missing a lot of that right now. So that's just something that's been on my heart, and I am trying to work on daily. I am a perfectionist, so I am seeking perfection, which I know is impossible, but I don't like people seeing me fail. I'm very afraid of failure, and even more so of people witnessing it. So I'm sorry, I'm playing with my cat. She's just the cutest thing ever. But anyways, yeah, I don't like failing, and I don't want people to witness me fail. If I do it in secret, at least it's a lot better because I won't have to confront it in front of everyone else. So, but if you share goals and whatever else with the people around you, they can help you. They can hold you accountable. They can help you when you're struggling. So I just encourage you to share your lives, share your passion, share your struggles. That is the biggest thing. Share your struggles. You are not the only one that's going through them. I promise you, someone else is, and they're probably going through a lot worse. So if you're also helping them, yours don't seem as big, and maybe you'll find a solution in there somehow. So, sorry for rambling, but I just really had to get that out of out of my head, off my chest, because it's been something that's bothered me for a long time. So anyways, good night, guys. Thanks for listening.